that the reason they were stalling, I've not believed the conspiracy theory. I thought there was a chance the conspiracy theory was going to be true, that the Fever were just kind of stalling. The Fever were stalling and trying to, you know, get So in a surprise to absolutely nobody, Jaelyn Brown has officially been waived by the Indiana Fever. And I genuinely thought that they were kind of waiting. Wait to see what they're going to do with Michaela Timpson, and then potentially go and bring in a point guard, but turns out it's probably not going to be the case, and I'd say they're down to their final 11 for the roster.
The Indiana Fever just cut Jaelyn Brown from their roster, and it wasn't even a hard decision. The real story, rookie Michaela Timpson absolutely dominated in preseason, showing instant chemistry with Caitlin Clark in pick and roll situations. I watched every minute of Timpson's preseason games, and what she brought to the post position changed everything for the Fever. When a rookie comes in and immediately fills your biggest weakness from last season, someone has to go. That someone was Brown, and I'm breaking down exactly why this move makes perfect sense. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
About apparently Stephanie White contacting NBA coaches to try to improve, which is really good, which is good to see. But let's take a look here, obviously from Chloe Peterson, which if Sophie Cunningham doesn't play could be tricky. Obviously later on I'm going to have a video talking about Sophie Cunningham, and then we're also going to have a video talking about Sophie Cunningham, and we're going to have a video talking Jaelyn Brown has been waived by the Fever according to WNBA transactions log. So, obviously the Storm are exercising their option on Jordan Horston. That's a given. That is an absolute given.
What if I told you one rookie's preseason performance completely changed the Fever's roster plans? That's exactly what happened with Michaela Timpson. She came into preseason as the 18th pick. Definitely not a guaranteed roster spot. Nobody thought she would click with the team's star player right away. While Jaelyn Brown was fighting to keep her position, Timpson was showing off skills in the post that the Fever needed badly last season. The difference between them became impossible to ignore. Brown was solid, but Timpson was fixing problems the team struggled with all last year. I watched Timpson's footwork in the preseason games, and wow, she moved like someone who's been in the league for years, not a rookie. Her positioning in the post created scoring opportunities that coaches just couldn't pass up. She knew exactly where to be and when to be there. The eye test was impressive, but the numbers backed it up too. Her efficiency in the post gave the Fever something they were missing. The thing that really got everyone talking? The instant chemistry between Timpson and Caitlin Clark. Their pick and roll connection looked like they'd been playing together since college.
They're able to do that. Just like you can't suspend, for example, like the Lynx can't suspend Kosu, but Soltau was never she was an undrafted rookie who never came over. Because even though she tore ACL, she's that good. And Annika Soltau suspended for a season. If you guys don't know what that means, it means she signed her rookie deal, but they have suspended the rookie deal for an entire season because she never showed up to training camp. What did Soltau do? People don't understand what suspended contract means. Like, feel so bad for Jaelyn, hate that we couldn't keep both.
Clark would set up a screen. Timpson would roll perfectly to the basket, and boom, easy points. In one preseason game, they connected 3 times in just 5 minutes. That kind of immediate understanding between players is rare, especially with a rookie. Coach Stephanie White didn't hide what she was looking for. She specifically said she needed players who could stay ready so they don't have to get ready. She wanted someone who contributes on the floor and off the floor, in the locker room, in the huddles, being engaged. Timpson checked all those boxes. She wasn't just playing well, she was vocal on the bench, supportive in timeouts, and locked in during film sessions. Let's be real about the Fever's biggest problem last season. They had almost no depth behind Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard. Howard. When those two needed rest, the team struggled badly. Timpson directly fixes this issue in ways Brown simply couldn't. Brown plays a completely different position, and the Fever already had enough guards. They needed post players who could give quality minutes, and that's exactly what Timpson brings. The financial side tells an important story too. According to Sports Brexit, Timpson will make $69,000 in 2025, $70,000 in 2026, $77,000 in 2027, 2027, and $88,000 in her fourth-year option. That's a bargain in the WNBA, especially with the CBA changes coming in 2026 when player salaries might jump.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know if Jaelyn Brown will make it on a roster, but I think she put up a good showing for herself. Like, she was a hell of a lot better than I don't know what Jaelyn Brown brings, in fairness, or what she will bring to this team. In fairness, I thought she had a good showing for herself. She might make another roster. That's all I'm going to say. Expected. Offensively, she wasn't good. I know she hit 2 shots in the last game, but, like, she was really good defensively. And she was, like, very, very much a good player in terms of her energy, her rebounding, her run.
The Fever can keep Timpson for cheap for the next 4 years if the apples line up. That kind of cost control matters in a salary-capped league. The Indy Star reported that Timpson's impact from the post position was key in her making the roster. With her on board, the Fever now have crucial depth behind Boston and Howard, plus backups Damiris Dantas and Brianna Turner. The article pointed out this gives Indiana 6 guards and 5 fours to start the season. A much better roster balance. This front court is nasty right now, arguably one of the best front courts in all of the W, and Timpson's preseason performance wasn't just good, it directly solved multiple problems for the Fever, making Brown's spot on the team unnecessary. It's not that Brown played poorly, she didn't. It's that Timpson addressed specific team needs that made keeping Brown a luxury they couldn't afford under the tight WNBA roster limits. When a rookie immediately fills your biggest weakness and shows chemistry with your star player, roster decisions become clear. Someone has to go. The 11-player roster limit in the WNBA is brutal. Every single spot has to contribute something unique or fill a specific need. Brown is a talented player who will likely find another team, but she became the odd one out when Timpson proved she could deliver exactly what the Fever needed. Imagine being in the coach's position watching preseason games. On one side, you have Brown, solid, experienced, knows the system. On the other, you have Timpson, raw but solving your depth problems, clicking with your franchise player, and on a cheaper long-term contract. From that perspective, the decision makes perfect sense. The Fever's frontcourt suddenly went from a weakness to a strength, and that transformation cost them Jaelyn Brown's roster spot. The Fever's decision to waive Brown wasn't personal, it was all business. Timpson filled multiple needs that Brown just couldn't match. One fan put it perfectly. Such a shame for anyone to lose their job, but happy for Timpson, good luck to Jaelyn Brown. This is exactly how the WNBA works. Your draft position doesn't matter once preseason starts. Your performance does. Period. The veterans aren't safe when rookies outplay them. For Fever fans, this is actually great news. You're getting better depth in the front court, more pick and roll options with Clark, and younger talent locked up for cheap. The foundation for Indiana's future just got stronger.